First off, everybody, I don't think I realized how many movies is 25 movies. That's a lot of movies, and I am starting to need to do something else with my life. On top of that, my wife has been calling Jan several times over the last few hours wondering where I am. And Jan's been great. She's been covering for me over there. Hear that, Jan? You're great. Whatever we're paying, W. Double A. What's that? We don't pay you anything? Well, we're figuring that out. Just be patient. But you're doing great. Just grab an extra box from our food bank this week. So you've earned it. No. Anyway, so before I went home, I thought I'd watch Quantum of Solace. It's the shortest. And it's just a movie that's just kind of bang, 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 and then it ends. It just kind of goes, and then it's over. So good one to stop for the workday. I'll pick up the rest tomorrow. So in 2007, when they released the title of this movie, I instantly Googled it because I had no idea what it meant. And very romantic title. Like, Quantum of Solace is the amount of affection you need for each other in order to stay in a relationship. Isn't that a neat kind of saying for a neat idea? And I'm afraid that my Quantum of Solace with my wife is almost zero. So I probably need to go home. So I probably need to finish up things here pretty quick. But here's the thing. I like this movie. I've always loved this movie. There's actually a period of time where I would have considered it to be my favorite movie. Even not better, but like I liked it more than Casino Royale because it was just fun to watch. It was short. It was an hour and a half long. It's the shortest James Bond movie. And it's just bam, 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 bam. It's just fun. This is a movie where the making of this movie is more entertaining than the movie itself because like at 11:59, the day the 2007 writer strike started, they gave a rough draft of a script to Mark Forster and Daniel Craig, and we're like, here you go, run with it. And so Daniel Craig and Mark Forster were rewriting the script on the fly and trying to put it together from a very rough draft. It should have been a much worse movie than it really is. And in the light of that, what happened is a lot of the drama got cut out. This was a movie that really needed more air to breathe. Spectre is way too long. No Time to Die is way too long. This one's just way too short. 20 minutes of extra runtime really would have helped this movie. Add a minute or two to every action scene because the action scenes are just, they're cut and they're fast-paced. When you watch them over and over again, you realize, no, these are really good action scenes. They're just too rushed. And this whole movie is just a little bit too rushed. I had some friends coming out of the theater the first time we watched it. They said there was no plot. And I was a little bit surprised by that because that is a lot of plot. It's just, but it's 30-second plot points. So I can understand where they're coming from. It's just bam, 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 bam. But with that said, what's left but to just kind of rank the action scenes. So the car chase at the beginning, I love. The more I watch it, more understand and can pay attention to some of the quick cuts, the more I like it. The foot chase happens right after the credits is not that great, but I love the swinging ropes at the end of that. The boat chase is great. What's next? The airplane sequence I think is great, except for the fact that their parachute opens a second before they hit the ground, and that's not how physics work. But nobody watches James Bond movies to enjoy the physics. That's not why we yell. Physics are boring, so I'm willing to forgive it that. The last set piece though, and man, it didn't need more time, but man, a long hotel out in the desert that exploding piece by piece. I absolutely love that sequence. I love how he starts it by just bashing a car in, and just an all-out kind of him and Camille, just bam. Speaking of Camille, she's great. I love her backstory. I love the way she comes into this. I love that her relationship with Daniel Craig is platonic. As I said in Spectre, I really feel like Daniel Craig's relationship with Madeline should have been platonic. They should not have brought her back for No Time to Die. There's something to say for that. And I love that about these two, that they're paired together, getting a job done, and becoming friends, not lovers, in the middle of it. So, great. Dominic Green a lot of people don't like him. I love him because he's a slimy underling. And I don't want that in every James Bond movie, but it's kind of refreshing in this one. He's just kind of a nobody, and he's just slimy, and I love that about him, and he's just a guy doing a job. A lot of people didn't like the fact that he was was after water, not oil. And I had just gotten back from a mission trip to South America when this movie came out, and I loved that part because we, in the privileged kind of West, if you will, I know South America is still in the West, but we in the we are just so privileged to have water that comes out of our taps. And most Americans don't even know it. And it really is, desalinated water really is the world's most precious resource and will continue to be from here on out. So I actually really liked that part of this plot. Let's talk about the opera scene really quick before I go home to refresh my wife and my Quantum of Solace. I love the opera scene. I know people are like, oh, these guys are supposed to be super smart villains, and yet they are all duped by Bond. Well, that's what the whole franchise is about, first of all. But second of all, do you not know what happens when you get surprised when you're caught doing something you know is bad? We just watched it happen at a Coldplay concert a few months ago here, where a CEO was having an affair, and they flashed him on the booth, and if he would have just kept swaying with his girlfriend, he would have been fine. But instead, their fight or flight, their lizard brain right here took over, and whoop, right? And so James Bond triggers lizard brains in that scene, and no matter how developed or intelligent you are, we all have our fight or flight triggered and go back to lizard brain, and that's what happens there. I love the subtle suggestion that Dominic Green has psychopathy because his lizard brain doesn't fire off there, as does Mr. White's. So do love... No. Oh, Mr. White's did. Okay. Never mind. Sorry, I just remembered. But anyway, I gotta go home. I'm tired. I've been watching too many James Bond movies, so I'm gonna save the rest for tomorrow. And yeah, this has been 25 movies is a lot of movies. So, what's that, Jan? Oh, okay, just tell her I'm headed home. Tell her I'm coming home. Tell her I'm good. I love her. She can stop calling ya. I'm headed home. So I better get home, guys.